11 years after they were supposed to be removed, the Free State asbestos roof houses will finally start being demolished today. Now, the Provincial Housing Department will oversee the demolitions and provide emergency housing for affected residents. Former Premier Ace Magashule allegedly awarded a 255 million rand tender to businessman Edwin Sodi to remove the roofs. But little work has been done and funds were improperly paid to Sodi's company. Both will return to court in January over their alleged roles in that multi-million rand scandal. Scara Mafokoane is following developments from Botshabelo for us this morning. 255 million rand and 11 years later. And finally, some sort of action when it comes to what is a harmful substance still in the roofs of many residents in Botshabelo in the Free State. Good morning, Scara.
Good morning to you, Arabile, and to our viewers. And just to add on that statistic, that it's over 30,000 houses that would need to be demolished. So part of that 255 million tender, which was awarded in 2014, was to see exactly this process taking place. Little to no work was done by that. But that's the subject, Arabile, of a court case. We're in Botshabelo, Arabile, and that process has started. Botshabelo, loosely translated to a place of refuge, Arabile. But it would seem like these people here for over a decade had no refuge. That process, like I said, it has started. They're starting with dismantling this asbestos roof, and then this whole structure, Arabile, will be taken apart. So earlier on, a TLB arriving, signaling that in a few minutes, the process of demolishing this house, one of over 30,000 across the province, which will be demolished, Arabile. 10 years or 11 years later on. I'm just going to ask Luyanda to just come closer a bit so that you can see this room from inside, Arabile. And, when you look at research, what it says, it indicates that living near such roof, an asbestos, roof, it poses severe health risk to airborne disease. And that is why you see me wearing a mask, Arabile. But let me bring in somebody from the Department of Human Settlements, Dr. Mpulani Ramorena, who's going to speak to us about this project and many more, what's going to happen throughout the day. Dr. Ramorena, thank you so much for joining us. 11 years on, this process was supposed to start, then. You've now begun it today. Why did it take so long?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, and good morning to your viewers. We are starting today. It's a dream that we started almost 11 years ago. We do know why. And this is a matter that is common to all the South Africans, the asbestos matter. Fact of the matter is that we started then, there has been hiccups, but we are now at this point where we have decided as the provincial government to say, despite matters that are before courts, despite everything that has happened in the past, we want to live in the now. We want to modify and change the future lives of our people. So we've decided as the provincial government to set aside money and proceed with this asbestos project. It's not only the asbestos project we are trying to deal with, we are also trying to do away with the 2 rooms that were constructed by the apartheid regime. We want to do away with such structures and build better houses for our people.
You say it was a dream for you as a government. Will it ultimately be a dream for the residents here? And what happens to them in the meantime when these structures are demolished?
Look, it's a dream for us. It is also the dream for the majority of our people. We should all remember that it all started early in the early dispensation of their government when Joe Slovo, the first democratic minister, started here with the Botshabelo Accord to say our people shall have houses, shall have decent shelters. We are demolishing these houses, but in the process of doing so, we're providing them with a temporary residential unit, a temporary shelter, so that as we demolish the structure, we are able to accommodate them and we build a new house under our Breaking New Ground program. So these houses, we anticipate that before the end of the financial year, we shall have provided the majority of the people in this area. We are not only doing this project in the Botshabelo area, but we are unrolling the program throughout the length and breadth of our province. So the dream lives on.
It's let's talk timelines now as I press you. How long will it take? Because it's estimated that at least across the province, about 30,000 houses which need to be demolished. How much and how long will it take?
The current block that we are doing, it will take us approximately a month for us to realize this. So if you come in the next month and revisit this place, you will find a happy beneficiary, a healthy family living inside the BNG house. So in the next 30 days or so, we'll be having a house built here. So this family will enjoy Christmas for the first time in a decent shelter, away from the hazard of asbestos.
And just lastly, as custodians of the Department of Human Settlements in the province, how much from the 255 million which was awarded in 2014 were you able to recoup? How much of that money have you been able to recoup?
Look, as we all know, the matter is sub judice, but we are hopeful that the provincial government will be able to recoup not anything less than 100 million out of this exercise. But these are early calculations, these are early figures. We don't know as yet, but we are hopeful that we'll be able to recover that and be able to reinvest it back into the housing sector for our people.
Thank you very much, Ndate. That is, he speaks on behalf of the Human Settlements Department here in the Free State Arabile. As we heard, at least about 100 million will be recouped. It's still a loss. I mean, 255 million was awarded in 2014, and they tell us that at least 100 million will be recouped. But this process is starting with this house. We expect Minister of Human Settlement and the MEC of Human Settlements and of COCTA in the province to arrive soon. I've just seen the TLB, which was right on my right-hand side. It has left. I think it's making a attempt to come here. The demolition will start in a few minutes. We expect that around 9 o'clock, as soon as the minister gets here and the MEC, this process will begin.
Yes, Scara Mafokoane giving us this long-standing saga and finally some action being held when it comes to this. As we made note of, yes, the matter around that tender being handed is sub judice. There is a lot still happening. They're headed to court for next year. That is both the former SG then from the ANC, that's Ace Magashule, as well as businessman Edwin Sword, who had been awarded the tender when no action had been done for 11 years. And now we're finally seeing some of that being done there for you. That's one of the first houses to be getting some sort of action. We're anticipating Human Settlements Minister Thembi Simelane to be in around the Botshabelo area in the Free State, where we will, of course, continue to see more ground being broken when it comes to the asbestos roof housing saga out of the Free State province. So these are those live visuals for you. We'll continue to try and give them to you across the day right here on the show. And of course, as you made note of, we've got our very own Scara Mafokoane following the story for us in not a hard hat, but certainly still ensuring that the elements are covered.